Okay, you may know some of these. Maybe your parents shared them with you. Don't swim until an hour after you eat. Don't crack your knuckles. You'll get arthritis. Don't sit too close to the TV. You'll ruin your eyesight. Ever heard of these before? I know Jennifer does. Yes, we have all heard some version of these old wives' tales handed down from us, from whoever raised us. But what's real science and what is just nonsense?
I don't know. Luckily, I believe them all, but luckily our 9 health expert, Dr. Payal Kohli, joins us this afternoon to help us separate a little fact from fiction. Yes. Thanks for joining us. There are so many fun ones on this list. I want to start with one of my favorites.
Okay. Yes.
If you're hungover, does hair of the dog, a little bit extra booze, help you the next day, in the morning?
So what happens?
I've never tried this before, right?
Don't try it.
Asking for a friend.
Don't try it, because what happens when you're hungover, you actually have slight withdrawal from the alcohol. So you have some of those symptoms, the headache, the kind of, stomach upset, and just feeling kind of crummy. So that hair of the dog, or that little bit of pick-me-up the next morning, can help temporarily relieve those symptoms. But what you're actually doing is kicking the can down the road, making the problem worse, dehydrating yourself further, so that when that wears off, things will be even worse. So just drink a lot of water, eat a nice kind of healthy, not too heavy breakfast, and make sure you don't drink too much.
Sleep off a little bit.
Exactly. Go back to bed.
Yeah.
What about, I was a swimmer, so what about waiting an hour after you eat to get into the pool?
Yes, so I've heard this one all the time, and I heard 2 reasons for it. One is because, when you're swimming and you've just eaten, all the blood gets diverted to the stomach, so there's a concern that your muscles won't get blood, they'll cramp, and you could have a higher risk of drowning.
That's what I always heard.
And
cramping.
the second is because of the nausea, kind of the motion sickness effect. So I would say the first part of it, that your muscles are going to cramp and you're going to drown, not true.
Okay.
And so you probably can get in the water right away, and the American Red Cross has actually said that. The second part, however, if you've had a big heavy meal, get in the water right away, you might feel a little uneasy and just feel a little sluggish, may even make you queasy. So probably don't want to do that right after you eat a big meal.
Okay.
That feels like good advice.
Yeah.
There was a couple on this list that were like cures. So cranberry juice if you have a UTI, or salt water gargling if you have a sore throat, which
I do
I've
that.
done that many times.
I did that this week
Is
when I
that
was sick.
Is that a placebo or is that real?
That's real.
Okay.
Yeah, so those saltwater gargles really do work, and they're kind of a recipe that works for many reasons. One is it actually coats your throat a little bit. The second, the warm water and the salt can soothe things. And the third is if you have phlegm or secretions, it can actually help to clear that. Now, don't make it too hot, because too hot when your throat is sore can actually cause worsening irritations. You kind of want warm water. You want to dissolve the salt in there. You don't want to swallow the salt water, especially for kids, if you're having kids do this, because then it can cause stomach ache or stomach upset. But that one I like and I use. The cranberry one is a little tricky, because cranberry supplements, which have high kind of potency of cranberries, not cranberry juice, but supplements, can protect against one specific type of UTI, which is caused by E. coli, because it makes that E. coli less likely to stick. But that's only to prevent it, only in high doses. So if you're just chugging the juice, all you're getting is a lot of sugar.
Of course.
And it's certainly not treating the infection, because once you have an infection, you need those antibiotics. So hydrating, making sure you're, staying hygiene down there, making sure you urinate after you have intercourse or anything like that. These are ways in which women, especially postmenopausal women, can reduce their risk of infection.
Good information. Okay. So we brought this up at the top of the show. Cracking your knuckles causes arthritis, and you crack your knuckles all the time.
I do, and I'm convinced I'm going to have arthritis.
So don't worry about it from that
Oh,
perspective.
good.
Yes.
I'm just going to keep on cracking.
But don't crack them either, because that causes little tissue injury as well, and it can. But of course, we want to protect our hands. Our hands are our life, right? Our hands help us to do everything that we do. So you want to make sure to take good care of your hands. If you're sitting on a computer all day, that's the most likely risk factor for arthritis in modern day America, or people who work out in the field or, doing manual labor. So you want to make sure to take stretch breaks and make sure you're really being gentle to your hands, including massage, which can really help to sort of heal your hands.
You don't have to tell
Is
me
your husband
again.
listening?
Right? I'll just do a little work on these hands.
Dr. Kohli, thank you.